Al, thanks. Good morning. It's still hanging on to a little bit of that sun. Those clouds taking over quickly, though. The view from Jersey City. 37 degrees right now at Central Park. You see the mostly cloudy skies off to the southwest. There may be a spotty shower. Otherwise, just a gray day. 45 degrees for the high.
Morning, everybody. 6:30 a.m. on this Tuesday, January 17th. I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. We're going to get live updates on those breaking stories in just a moment. First, though, a quick check of weather and traffic. Adele Caballero looking at commuter alerts. We start with Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa, who has today's forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Right now, looking at mainly clear skies over our area. This is the view from Jersey City. But if I were to turn the camera the other way, we'd be looking into those approaching clouds. And you can see that cloud deck, real sharp cutoff now moving into Trenton. Otherwise, it's really quiet and dry. 36 at Central Park, 21 in Poughkeepsie. We're down to 30 in Islip. What we're waiting on is this system. It's getting stretched out here. So by the time it makes it to our area, we're just calling it a chance for a spotty shower by the afternoon into the evening. Otherwise, just gray skies. By 9 a.m., still into the 30s. It is by noontime and into the early afternoon. We manage about 45 degrees, and we stay cloudy through the late afternoon and rain-free beyond that as temperatures are steady into the 40s overnight. All right, let's get over to Adele now because you have a lot of slowdowns, and I never like the red and the purple combo on your maps. That's never a good thing.
The purple is the worst.
Yeah.
If you're seeing purple, it's never a good thing. But on the bright side, rain-free, music to my ears right now because we'll take the help anywhere we can get it. If you are heading all the way out east here on 39 both ways, completely closed. This is because of an accident from Shrubland Road out to Tuckahoe Road, so you definitely want to avoid that area altogether. Then on the Major Deegan Expressway southbound, the off-ramp is blocked to exit 9 for Fordham Road, also causing some pretty heavy jam-ups through there. And the Belt Parkway in Queens, your solid ride westbound heading into Lefferts Boulevard. We'll keep you posted on all that, but for now, we're going to send it back to you, Darlene.
All right, thanks so much. 6:31 now. Breaking news. An Austin parade also took place.
Okay, 4:44 right now. We do want to check in with Maria, find out what's happening. Maria, what's going on?
Not too much. That's a good thing to start your day off with. I do have a beautiful view from EarthCam looking from Jersey City, and that little spot right there, that's the beautiful crescent moon. So clear enough that we can see that. You can see on the radar and satellite picture, clear and dry. Just off to the west, though, this is the next bit of weather that's headed our way, but it's getting stretched out. So we're not seeing this wall of rainfall come through. And in fact, spotty showers is kind of what we're talking about here. Definitely cloudy skies. So hopefully you enjoyed the bright day yesterday. Note the bit of the pink to the far north and west. So Pike Sullivan, northern Ulster County. If it looks wet, the roadways later on today may be a little slick. So possibility of some freezing rain there where the cold air is kind of dug in for a little bit longer. Otherwise, maybe tuck that umbrella in. You can see just a few spots of green here coming through for the afternoon and evening. Otherwise, we're talking about a mainly gray day. And then into tomorrow, we'll see those temperatures rebound. 36 now at Central Park. The winds are light, so that's a nice break there. We'll see temperatures climb out of the 30s just near 40 degrees by 11 a.m. into the mid-40s for highs today. Again, generally gray skies and the winds much lighter out of the southwest today. And we do stay mostly cloudy in through the dinner hour, but temperatures after the evening pretty much steady. So we don't see the temperatures fall off. 41 degrees overnight. We're getting up to 52 degrees tomorrow, but we'll get some sun in here. It's one day break before we get to Thursday, which is going to be pretty messy. We have temperatures only in the mid-40s and expect those showers to start for the morning commute. Maybe some snowflakes mixed into the north and west, but let me show you the whole outlook right now as we see it as far as snow potential and accumulation over the next week and a half or so. Still not much out there. Signs maybe that the end. Adele, what's going on out there?
We've got a couple things we're keeping our eyes on. Right now, we are going to break everything down for you in just a second, but first we want to check 20 a gallon. Now back onto the roadways here. We are still seeing some lingering construction in New Jersey on the Turnpike southbound inner roadway. All lanes remain closed from exit 14 heading down to exit 10. On the bright side, that northbound eastern spur construction has wrapped up, so you'll be good to go through there. If you are making your way onto the Gowanus Expressway here, definitely seeing a few more cars on the eastbound side as you make your way through Industry City. Those delays are going to pick up just a bit as you make your approach into the Brooklyn Bridge there. And keep in mind, A trains are still running express 125th Street out to 168th Street. Michael, back to you.
All right, Adele.
Rosa is here with the forecast. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, the roadways are nice and dry. The radar is pretty quiet in our little part of the country, but you can see off to the west. That's what we're tracking coming in with just a few spotty showers. In the meantime, though, it's mainly clear and cold. 39, I should Thursday, 36 in Central Park, 30 in Islip. Definitely holding on to the chill through parts of the Hudson Valley. 19 in New Paltz, Newburgh now at 21 degrees. And so when some of that moisture arrives, that colder air locked in there, there may be brief freezing rainfall. Otherwise, the chances are real low. It is a spotty chance, mainly gray skies by 2 o'clock, 44 degrees. And then you can see overnight tonight, nearly steady temperatures. In fact, rising a little bit heading into the pre-sunrise time tomorrow into the low 40s. All right, let's get you out the door now. And Adele, you're watching all of those roadways, which are dry for now. Yes. Get you out the door now. And Adele, you're watching all of those roadways, which are dry for now.
Yes, they are dry, and they're helping us out a lot this morning. We are starting to see delays pick up, though, in our typical spots for the morning commute. If you are heading onto the Van Wyck Expressway southbound side, we're seeing some slowdowns here. Actually, let me turn around for you as you make your way into Atlantic Avenue. And then we've got delays on the BQE, not the Mario Cuomo Bridge, BQE here, eastbound side, as you make your way through Industry City, and then it extends all the way into the Brooklyn Bridge. Also, keep in mind, A trains northbound still seeing those.
Good morning, everybody. Tuesday morning. It's January 17th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gargiulo, and we're going to get to those stories in just a moment. But first, Adele Caballero watching our commute, and Storm Team4's Maria LaRosa here with today's forecast.
Yeah, things are pretty quiet. We have dry roadways. That's always a good start. As Adele often says, we are looking also over Midtown with fair skies for now, but a bit of a mess off to our west. This is the next system that's trying to move through. There's not much oomph with this one, so it's sort of going to get stretched out enough to bring us some clouds and just a chance of a light shower. For now, we've got the rain, even some snow through western New York State and western Pennsylvania. Right now, it's 36 degrees at Central Park. We're down below freezing in Sussex, Poughkeepsie, Monticello, Bridgeport, too. Islip now at 30 degrees. So we'll get some sun in early before the clouds take over. But note the temperature is 42 degrees. If you do see a shower, it's going to be in that midday, afternoon, early evening time frame. Otherwise, temperatures steady to slowly rising as we head into the overnight hours. By 5 p.m., 44 degrees, just 42 at 10 o'clock, which is where we're going to stay into tomorrow morning. All right, let's get you outside, too, as far as the commute goes. And you've got a couple things you're watching real closely.
Yes, things are definitely starting to pick up just a bit out there, and we are
Check on Maria and find out what's going on with the weather around here. And looking at our radar and satellite, what can we see there, Maria?
Well, yesterday I was talking, guys, about this impressive offshore low and that it looked like a hurricane, but it wasn't. And it turns out National Hurricane Center was kind of keeping an eye on it, too. It may be one of those situations where postseason we find out it did go subtropical, but it's still swirling out there. We find ourselves in between two swirls. So we've got the one that we've gone through and this one on its way. And it's just enough that as it stretches through our area, we've got the clouds and maybe a few spotty showers. Let me show you in terms of few, because not everyone's going to see it. And we also could see far northwestern counties cold enough and just enough where it may be more like freezing rain. So Monticello, Pike Sullivan, and northern Ulster County, just keep an eye on those driving conditions. If it looks wet later on, it might be a little icy as temperatures are kind of holding into the 30s. Otherwise, mainly gray skies through lunchtime. It's the afternoon and into the evening. You can see a little bit of green from time to time, some spotty showers, so you may want to tuck in the umbrella as you head out later on today. Otherwise, the temperatures, that's a big part of our story the next 24 hours. We're at 36 now at Central Park. The winds have really eased up, much more comfortable to be out there. And for now, fair skies, but clouding up as the day goes on. We'll see 42 degrees at noontime, 45 by 4 p.m., but temperatures don't fall off heading into the overnight. We stay in the low 40s through tomorrow morning. In fact, rising temperatures through tomorrow morning with those cloudy skies. Some sun breaking through tomorrow, but all the way up to 52 degrees. So once again, we find ourselves above average. In fact, kind of off the charts when you look at the average high temperatures for meteorological winter. Also notice, though, we are statistically in the coldest time of the winter of the year. We've bottomed out as far as that goes, and it's onward towards spring. We still have a little bit to go as far as our forecast goes in terms of winter.
We've got a few things going on. Actually, if you're making your way through New Jersey, this is where we're seeing some construction. On the Turnpike, it's actually a pretty large chunk of roadway. Southbound inner roadway is closed from exit 14 heading down to exit 10. Then on the northbound side, eastern spur of the That's completely closed from exit 14 heading up to the Western Spur split and merge. So you definitely want to avoid the area altogether. Heading inbound on your Hudson River crossings, you can pretty much take your pick this morning. All construction has been suspended for the overnight. Inbound Holland Tunnel, you can see still a very quiet ride there. And the BQE here through Industry City, no major problems to worry about there as well. A1, 2, and 3 trains, though, expect to see delays and service changes. That's all for now. Sending it back to you, Michael.
All right, Adele, thank you so much. It's 4:18 now. To the growing demands for answers about those classified documents found in President Biden's former office and Delaware home, including his garage. We don't have exact numbers, but the White House is now saying even more secret material has been discovered. Here's News 4's Natalie Pasquarello with a response from Republicans and from those in the president's own party.
President Biden publicly silent about the special counsel's investigation into his handling of classified material.
How do you think that the classified documents got into your boxes?
Ignoring reporters' questions for a fourth straight day while privately expressing frustration with the growing backlash, according to 3 sources familiar with the matter. It comes as the White House revealed this weekend additional pages of classified documents were discovered inside the president's Delaware home. So far, the total number of classified records recovered is unclear, with about a dozen identified at Mr. Biden's private office, including sources tell NBC News at least one document marked.
Good morning, everybody. 4 a.m. on this Tuesday, the 17th of January. I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. We're going to get to those breaking stories in just a moment. First, Adele Caballero looking at roads and rails. Good morning, Adele, and good morning, Maria. You got the weather for us?
Yes, it's not as gusty as it was the last few mornings, so that has relaxed, and I think that's going to make it a little more comfortable to be outside. Taking a look outside at the George Washington Bridge, nice and quiet. Adele's got an eye on that for you. As far as the temperatures go, yes. Looking at this, 10 plus degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago, so just a hint of that chill. 36 now at Central Park, 21 in Poughkeepsie, so obviously cold, and just a few patchy clouds. What's going on today? We have temperatures back in the 40s. It is by late morning and afternoon. While we stay mainly gray, there is a spotty shower possible, so we'll show you that coming up in a little bit. But also notice the temperatures steady overnight, so we're headed for a milder day tomorrow. So we'll break it all down for you in just a few minutes. So let's get you out the door right now. It's nice, Adele, to see a quiet GW approach at least, but I see the orange boxes and some purple. Oh boy. Yeah. Watching out there. We're not completely
Clear, but the bright side is the George Washington Bridge is looking good. We'll take a closer look at that in just a second, but first we do have some construction on the turnpike. Plenty of it actually. Southbound side inner roadway is completely closed from exit 14 heading down to exit 10. Then the northbound eastern spur is also completely shut down from exit 14 heading up to the western spur split. So that's a pretty long chunk of roadway there that's completely shut down. So bear that in mind if that's part of your early morning commute. If you are heading out to the George Washington Bridge, we already got a glimpse of it, and we pretty much already told you no construction to worry about for tonight. It will be back in effect for tomorrow morning, though, so keep that in mind. That's all for now. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Thanks so much, Adele. It is a busy morning with 2 breaking news stories. First to the Bronx, where police are investigating now after shots were fired about an hour ago.
10 New York's Gabi Acevedo is live on the scene with the latest. Gabi.
I-84, kind of in that nook. Otherwise, some rain showers to drizzle. Those will be moving in over the next hour or so. 40 degrees right now at Central Park. It's 35 in White Plains. Now, during the day, we get a little bit of a break after this morning batch, and then things pick up again for the afternoon, definitely for the evening and the overnight. So make sure you have the rain gear at that point if you're going to be out. And note the temperatures climbing up into the mid-50s as we get into the midnight hour. Going on.
Traffic-wise, we're hitting a few problem spots. All in all, it's really not doing too bad, but you do definitely want to watch out on the LIE here. Eastbound side.
Late precipitation, light, just enough out there. So let's show you what's going on. Just cloudy with some raindrops trying to come down in and around the city. The radar kind of showing that story where we have it just cold enough that maybe some snowflakes mixing in there, especially as you get into Passaic and Sussex County, Orange, Pike, Sullivan County. That darker blue showing that maybe some of that is making it to the ground, and some light raindrops in and around around the city. So again, it's just enough out there to maybe slow you down. This is going to be moving out of here over the next few hours. So it is a morning commute situation. We've got 40 now at Central Park, 35 in White Plains, 34 in Poughkeepsie. Those temperatures will continue to go up here as the day goes on. That makes sense, right? But it continues into the midnight hour. So by 10 a.m., cloudy skies and 44. By 4 p.m., some of that heavier rain begins to come on by, 50 degrees, but we'll be into the mid-50s with the rainfall through midnight. All right, let's get to Adele and see where some of those other slowdowns may be unfolding right now.
Yeah, we're hitting a few problem spots right now, and of course with that.
New York.
I mean, the most interesting thing is that they give the delivery photo with the knife in it.
Right. So maybe
Like your package is here.
It's there.
And
yes.
there's a knife in it.
Exactly. And what's more intriguing, Maria, is that that's a big box of raisins.
They are available at the grocery store.
Darlene, you're my spirit animal.
I've never seen a box of raisins.
I have so many questions.
Okay.
Lots and lots of questions.
Well, as Produce Piece says, raisins, they're here, they're available, they're out there.
And they're heavy in the hand.
And they are heavy in the hand.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Lots of questions. I look forward to the follow-up on that one. All right, guys, let's get you ready for today. The radar and satellite picture kind of showing what's going to be our issue for the next few hours. You see a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, the keyword little, but enough. We have 35 degrees in Sussex, Clinton at 37, and the blue corresponding to what may eventually be some snow flaming down. Of course, the green not seeing too much reported on the ground, but with that said, it doesn't take much to slick things up for the morning drive. So from I-78, you have I-80 as well, 287, I-84. It's kind of in this quadrant, northwestern New Jersey, Hudson Valley, Pike Sullivan, Ulster County. That could pick up just enough over the next, say, 3-4 hours for your morning drive. That can make things a little slick. And then for everyone getting a bit of a break here during the 11 a.m. midday time period before the full system kind of pulls in here and we get that rain time. And that continues through the overnight. At this here, it's to clear tomorrow morning. Maybe some rumbles of thunder, gusty winds, and heavy rain exiting Long Island by later tomorrow morning. And then we start to clear out and really cool down. But yes, the winds picking up during the day. A wind chill factor. So if you're maybe doing a little skiing or trying to get some skiing in this weekend where Mother Nature inland, northeast and New England will help out with some snow, it's definitely going to be chillier, dry for the I-95 corridor with temperatures for the city holding close to 40 degrees.
But he's not taking January off the table completely. We only have about 20 days left in January, though.
There you go. Well, the Times Square fixture Caroline's on Broadway will be replaced by a ping pong bar. A recent liquor license application shows Spin NYC is moving into Caroline space after the iconic comedy club closed on New Year's Eve. Spin's new location on Broadway near West 50th is already listed on Google. Susan Sarandon is a co-owner of the club, which has locations in Flatiron and 7 ago. Very cool, lots of fun, actually. I'm a terrible ping pong player.
I was going to ask how you're doing.
I'm not good.
Really?
You know I have no athletic
That's
ability.
not true at all.
You know this.
We did curling with Darlene years ago. She was,
I was terrible.
unbelievable.
Now that's hard.
It is hard.
Really
Iceland
hard.
offered her citizenship to curl for them. That's how good she was.
She comes with her gold gilded ping pong paddle.
Right.
We know,
Sweeping.
Darlene. We know. That's right. She tilts the table. It's a whole scene. All right, guys. You'll want to spend some time indoors for sure today, especially later on, and perhaps maybe linger a little bit longer this morning. We've got a lot going on. It's all tied to this big system, at least for the next 24, 36 hours. We start with some light precipitation this morning, and it's heavier at times into the overnight. This whole thing moves out for the weekend, and it's going to be the coldest couple of days for the next week and a half, because already by next week, we've got another big system on its way. It's going to bring back the higher temperatures and, yes, the rainfall. But let's talk about this morning, because if you're about ready to grab the keys, the next couple of hours might be a little bit tricky. It's just enough, and the timing isn't great because of the morning commute time frame. But you see the blue from Pike, Sullivan, Ulster County. Then it starts to fill in a little bit from Sussex and Orange County, northern Passaic County. All of those roadways, while this is not going to be a lot, is going to be just enough to make roadways a little bit slick. And then by 7, 8 a.m. into parts of the Hudson Valley. From the city, Long Island, coastal spots, you may get some light rain showers or a drizzle. Just be aware that's for the morning time. A quick break during the midday, and then the main event, the showers, even a few thunderstorms possible. That begins to pick up later this evening into the overnight. And then by tomorrow morning, the front starts to clear Long Island. And temperatures will respond eventually, dropping from the mid-50s early in the day. And yes, feeling like the 20s and 30s later on because of the gusty winds. You'll hear it tonight, 20, 30-mile-per-hour gusts, possible higher for Long Island and down the shore. And then they turn to the north and west, and that is going to bring about the wind chill. Yes, by Friday evening, we're talking about those wind chills down into the 30s in the city. We're starting off in the 30s right now, going to end up with temperatures climbing through the day today. Again, remember the rain gear. Give yourself lots of extra time if you're traveling between now and tomorrow morning, really. Dry and chilly for the weekend, and we get that sunshine back. Notice we're in and out of those showers again next week as we're in and out of some storm systems rolling through. All right, 420, that's your 10-day forecast. Adele, good morning.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning to everyone at home watching. If you're heading out the door right now, cross Bronx.
12th of January. I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Del Caballero here, looking at some slow that in a moment. Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa has the forecast for today. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, just enough weather this morning that it may slow you down. So we'll have the weather and traffic together for you. Let's just show you what's happening now in the city. Not much. A shot of the Brooklyn Bridge in good shape. Visibility is good, but the radar and satellite picture telling the story for the next couple of hours. So we'll see the radar fill in. You got a little bit of blue. Checking some of the surface observation. I'm not seeing anything being reported hitting the ground just yet, but we'll see that change. We have Philadelphia reporting some light rainfall. So it is in this zone. If you look at, say, 287 right here, I-84 here, those are the spots, the corners, northwestern New Jersey, the Poconos, Catskills, and parts of the Hudson Valley that could see a little bit of the snowfall, icy mix, enough to definitely slow you down this morning. Otherwise, we've got temperatures into the 30s now in the city, close to freezing or below freezing in some of those other spots. Eventually, everybody sees the temperatures climb pretty quickly into the mid and upper 40s by noontime with a quick break, just cloudy skies, and then it'll be periods of rain from the evening on. And once again, you see those temperatures rising heading into the midnight hour. All right, right now, Adele, things are nice and quiet, but we can always count on this spot this morning to give us some headaches.
Every single morning.
Yes.
I was going to say it's the quiet before the storm, but not to mislead.
Right now on Today in New York, breaking news after a long night of talks. 2 local hospitals say they've reached agreements with nurses. We're live with what both sides have agreed on.
Pressure mounting on Long Island Congressman George Santos to resign. Top Republicans in New York who are now joining that chorus, and we'll tell you also who's still standing by him.
And rain returns today. Showers are possible for the morning commute. Storm Team 4 is going to tell us how long they'll stick around. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning, it's January 12th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gargiulo. Adele Caballero tracking our roads and rails. Hopefully quieter day at the airports as well. And Storm right? And Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa is here with a look at today's forecast. Hey, Maria.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it's pretty quiet for now, but things are going to get a little tricky later this morning and then again later today. So get ready for it. Just cloudy skies right now as we look from EarthCam and into the city. Where it is coming from, to the south and west. It doesn't look like a lot, but because of the timing, it is going to be just enough. But you see a little bit of the blue and the green coming into eastern Pennsylvania right now. So again, dry for now. It is the next couple of hours we'll see that fill in. Temperature-wise, temperature's crucial from Sussex to Poughkeepsie, close to or below freezing. Some of those roadways, watch it there. 39 right now at Central Park. So periods of some light snow or icy mix, basically north and west of 287, I-84. As we get into that 5-6 a.m. hour. Otherwise, some drizzle or light rain showers through the city. And then cloudy skies, a quick break before the periods of rain begin later on this evening into the overnight. Note the temperatures by midday, upper 40s near 50. They'll actually be rising heading into midnight and tomorrow morning. All right, so Adele, it's one of those days where maybe if you're watching, you kind of speed up your morning routine, give yourself a little extra time.
Yeah, a little extra time, be a little extra careful out there. You want to take it slow, keep it safe. And in regards to flights, as of right now, everything looking a lot better than it was yesterday. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it continues to give us a good go. Roadways right now, though, Turnpike southbound outer roadway completely closed. This is for construction. Exit 14 out to the Molly Pitcher service area. If you are making your way onto the George Washington Bridge, our usual nightly construction here. Upper deck, multiple lanes blocked. Outbound, lower level completely closed. And we do have an accident up north on 23 southbound over by Lewisburg Road. We'll keep you posted on all that. For now, back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Thanks so much, Adele. 4:00.
And then it's another nice winter day on tap for Wednesday. but the clouds will start to move in. Storm Team 4 is tracking next round of rain this time. Well, good morning, everybody. It is 4 a.m. right now on this Wednesday. It's January 11th. I'm Michael Gargiulo. Darlene Rodriguez has the morning off. Adele Caballero watching some early morning slowdowns. And Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa is here with a look at today's forecast. Look how bright it is.
It's so bright in that warm sunshine. We love the warm sunshine.
Amazing what we're experiencing.
Sunglasses.
You're so perceptive, and I love it. Your tie matches the forecast.
There you go.
Not exactly, but we are looking at dry conditions. So we'll start there with the Governor Mario M. Cuomo Bridge. Not too bad of a ride as far as road conditions go. We are seeing temperatures down into the 30s, definitely feeling a little bit of that chill. 37 at Central Park, 33 in White Plains, Bridgeport down to 34. You see with the radar and satellite picture a little bit of that cloudiness, so we will get some breaks early on before more of those clouds come in later today. The winds aren't crazy, but I kind of want to show you they're sort of out of that east-northeast direction. So whenever we get a wind like that, there's just that added sort of damp chill in there. And it's going to be one of those days, definitely feeling like January, as temperatures struggle to get to 40 degrees in so many places, including the city. By 1 o'clock, 39 will be about 41 by 4 p.m. And just clouds as we get into the 10 o'clock hour, still into the mid and upper 30s. And we're dry in the early part of the overnight, but maybe some problems for tomorrow morning. I'll show you that in a second. But as far as this morning goes, weather-wise, Adele, we're looking okay. How are things looking on your maps?
Not doing too bad. We are hitting a few problem spots, but of course the dry roadways are always welcome. Anything that can make that commute easier. If you are heading out the door right now, New Jersey, that's where we're seeing the bulk of our issues right now. Bonnie Byrne Road, both ways completely closed for accident investigation work from Valley Road out to New Providence Road. Then if you are making your way onto the Turnpike, we've got some construction here on the northbound side. Eastern Spur, all lanes are shut down from exit 14 heading all the way up to the Western Spur split, and the George Washington Bridge, of course. Our nightly construction here closes down multiple lanes on the upper deck both ways. Outbound lower levels completely closed as well. We'll keep you posted on all that, but for now, back to you, Michael.
All right, Adele.
Right now, either that or it's a flight just landing here. But again, this is going to flush out throughout the morning. Volume relatively low. Yes, that is a departure at Newark Airport. So I don't know whether this is this ground stop or rather this air stop has really taken hold or whether it's over already. But we do have departures at Newark Airport right now. Back to you, Michael.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. We're going to get the very latest on this. We'll be following this throughout our morning. We do want to say, though, right now, good morning, everybody. It's just a moment after 6 a.m. on this Wednesday, January 11th. I'm Michael Gargiulo. Darlene Rodriguez has the morning off. Adele Caballero tracking our roads and rails, and we'll be following what's happening at the airport, obviously, because it's a breaking situation. Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa is here with the weather. At least the weather is not a contributing factor to what is going on at this point.
Not in our region, and thankfully most of the eastern half of the country. Of course, the west is still really active, but we'll take the quiet weather here for sure. Roadways are dry. That's another bonus, but Times Square still bright. That sun coming up, not for another hour and a half or so. Not a ton of sun, at least early on and by later in the day, because of some clouds. That's what we have on the radar and satellite picture right now. 32 in White Plains, 36 at Central Park. We're down to 35 in Islip. Eastport now at 33, and Newark reporting 37 degrees. We've got a little bit of an east wind today, and that's just the direction to kind of keep that low-level chill, so I would grab that heavier jacket on your way out the door. By 1 o'clock, just 39 degrees, so most of the day spent in the upper 30s. By 10 o'clock, staying dry for now, and we'll see temperatures right about 38 degrees. All right, let's head over to Adele. And Adele, I got the camera near JFK. We'll definitely be following that airport news.
Yes, definitely, and I'm sure people are in a panic right now, and best advice that we can give at this point, again, as we have been reporting, FAA.
The biggest line of protection, a massive system of storm surge gates and seawalls along Jamaica Bay and parts of Manhattan. The $52 billion project still in the design phase. The city calling on the Army Corps of Engineers to speed up the process.
We're 3 to 4 years away, and that is the true reality of this. And to expedite that in half or anything like that is truly unrealistic.
Not fast enough for people in this room. State Senator James Sanders saying Southeast Queens is New York City's lower 9th ward in New Orleans, an area devastated by Hurricane Katrina.
We're not going to go through this again. We're going to get some help now.
In Far Rockaway, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
All right, 4:15 right now, Maria, and you see some of the challenges there with the price tag that Chris was talking about, $52 billion.
Yeah, but like they said, this will happen again. It's not a question of if, it is when, and we haven't even really started our sort of a nor'easter season, right? We get some pretty major storms straight through the springtime. Of course, we're on this parade of storms across the west. Believe it or not, this is not the same system I was talking about yesterday. That has moved to the north. This is another one. So imagine if we got a major nor'easter about every 2 days or so. That's what they've been dealing with for over 2 weeks here. We, on the other hand, still have this system, of course, with Pacific ties, Pacific history, and that is bringing us this morning some rainfall, some showers, and maybe by this afternoon, a quick little burst of some snowflakes into the evening hours as that cooler air pours on down. We are continuing to watch this next little area of low pressure looking to slide to our south, just enough cold air that we've got rain and snow showers in the forecast, and just enough total accumulation here, rain and snow, to make things probably a little messy come Monday morning. But is this the big snow that's going to cancel school? Probably not. That is still not in the pipeline as we see it right now. And in fact, by Tuesday, still looking pretty nice, and temperature-wise, still above average. So we got to get through this morning. If you are awake and listening, you probably hear the rain outside from Bridgeport and Merrick, White Plains, all above freezing here, of course. 43 now at Central Park. Count on a few spotty showers, not only this morning, but into the afternoon as temperatures climb into the mid-40s. As you make plans for this evening, we will be drying out. Temperature-wise, it is a slow fall into the 30s. First time Central Park, as an example, has dipped into the 30s since just after Christmas. 36 degrees at Central Park tomorrow morning, and a few spots close to or below freezing. So definitely feeling the chill this weekend, but we'll get that sunshine back. That's a good thing. By Sunday, though, clouds increase late at night. A few snow or rain showers here Sunday night into Monday. And if you are wondering what of snowfall in some areas, maybe an inch of snowfall in some areas, maybe just about. And that is a look at your 10-day. Adele, good morning.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning to everyone at home watching, getting around today. It's going to be a tough go. The wet roads already making it complicated as it is. And now on top of that, we've got accidents popping up. A big one being Henry Hudson Parkway northbound. All lanes remain shut down, exit 10 out to exit 11. We are expecting to see this out there for quite some time. It is a fatal crash, and we are going to continue to keep you updated on it. Also, Cross Island.
This weekend, we get it all. Good morning, everybody. 4 a.m. on this Friday. It's January 6th. Good morning. I'm Michael Gargiulo. Darlene Rodriguez has this morning off. Del Caballero, though, has the latest on a deadly crash to tell us about that's impacting one of our major routes in and out of the city. And starting before us, Maria LaRosa is here. We'll look at today's forecast, the rain that we're getting now.
The rain, yeah, it's steady in some areas, heavy right now, but it's just another couple of hours before we see this move out and taper off. But yeah, it's another gloomy start to the day. This is the view from Brooklyn Heights right now in and around the city. It's generally on the light side where we're seeing some of that heaviest rain. It's now moved into Fairfield County, right along 95, Connecticut Turnpike, all pushing off to the north and east, also through Nassau and Suffolk County. And this is where it's going to hang on a little bit longer. We do benefit from the fact that temperatures are still well above freezing, 43 at Central Park, 41 in White Plains. Still, this system is winding through, so I can't count out some showers through the day today, although most of us are just going to stay on the grayer side. Keep the umbrella handy. Temperatures in the mid-40s, and then by later on this evening, we dry out, we start to clear out just a little bit, and temperatures for the first time in a week and a half, at least in the city here, dipping into the 30s. So more on that in a bit, but I know it's a messy morning out there already, Adele.
Yeah, this definitely was not the start we wanted to the weekend. If you are heading around on the Henry Hudson Parkway, northbound side is completely closed right now from exit 10 out to exit 11. We've actually got a lookout there from earlier. Now, this is a fatal crash, as Michael mentioned, avoid the area. Another big accident is the LIE eastbound over by exit 30. We'll keep you posted on that. Michael, back to you.
Of some showers that takes us through tomorrow morning. All right, let's get you out the door now. Adele watching the roads and the rails. Anything going on right now? Yeah, we've got a few things
going on. So if you are heading out the door for that misty facial, keep in mind you are going to hit some slowdown. 78 eastbound side is completely closed. Exit 55 out to exit 56. And then again here at the Alexander Hamilton Bridge, we are seeing this solid ride westbound Major Deacon out to the George. That's because
California, crews are worrying the heavy rain could cause mudslide in areas burned by wildfires. They do want to avoid scenes like this. Now, this is from a few years ago when people in a Prius were caught in a slide near a burn scar in Burbank. They were okay, by the way, despite this video, and so was their car. That from a couple years ago. And Maria, they don't want to see scenes like that repeated, so they've got these warnings out for the whole state.
It's amazing to witness what is happening there. It's an unending train of storms, and this one, a very powerful one in a long line of powerful systems that affected the West Coast. And when you hear the term bomb cyclone, the central pressure of this is equivalent to what you might find in a category, the last in a series, just in the next couple of days. So really, really tough. Central the U.S. is quiet, but we have the former Pacific storm winding its way through our area. Thankfully, not nearly as severe, but it's a Pacific system, Pacific origin, so it's not tapping into a lot of Arctic air. So we have it's mild, it's muggy kind of day once again. 48 at Central Park, noticeably cooler than yesterday already. The steadier rain has moved on, but count on the fog, the drizzle for sure this morning, and really through the day. So keep the umbrella handy, maybe wear the rain jacket versus the heavier winter coat. 52 by 9 a.m. will be about 53 at noontime. We see those temperatures peak in the afternoon, and this is about as warm as it's going to be for the next week and a half as temperatures start to trickle down again back into the 40s. Now, as far as the rainfall goes, we get another push of steadier rain overnight tonight and a few showers again tomorrow. And you notice by tomorrow morning and midday, there may be a few snowflakes mixed in, or nothing to write home about, nothing that's going to accumulate very much, but a sign that that air mass is cooler. And that's how we have to look at it. It's cool. It's not frigid. It's not cold. That continues to swing through ahead of the weekend, and then we'll watch another low move into the area by Sunday afternoon and evening. Again, here enough cold air, but not expecting much as far as accumulation, perhaps enough to make it a little messy to travel late Sunday into Monday. After that, relatively quiet, feeling like January, technically still temperatures for highs above average, feeling a little cooler though by the end of the week with highs back in the upper 30s. All right, 417, and that's your 10-day. Adele, what's going on out there?
We've got some delays here. George Washington Bridge, you can see the brake lights. Nothing too crazy to worry about, though. This is because of that upper deck inbound construction in the process of wrapping up. The outbound upper deck, though, still seeing a couple lanes blocked with the lower level closed, so allow some extra time through there. Then on 78 eastbound, exit 55 to exit 56, all lanes are closed here again for construction. We've also got some construction on the Van Wyck Expressway southbound side, exit 6 to exit 5. This one's also causing some taps on the brakes as you make your way through the area. And if you are going to be driving around today, as a reminder, alternate side parking rules and meter rules are in effect. Michael, back to you.
Adele, thank you very much. Spencer, the official dog of the Boston Marathon, honored yesterday with his very own portrait. It was painted in a dramatic video from North Carolina. The electrifying scene, a bolt hit a fence yesterday. 2 cameras catching that strike. This is right near Charlotte. We're happy to say that nobody was hurt in all this. You hear that scream from that person in Alabama. Thunder and lightning giving that girl quite the fright. A doorbell camera caught that startling moment. She tried to pick up some packages from her porch, except for some rattled nerves, maybe a little embarrassment when this video got viral. She is doing okay, we're happy to see. But it's a terrifying, we saw those 2 pieces of video there, Maria. It can be really terrifying and dangerous, obviously.
Yeah, I could be nowhere near the actual strike in that thunder. It just gets that adrenaline going for sure. Yikes. Well, we don't have any thunder and lightning.
Super.
Yes, that's great. But we do have a lot of fog tomorrow.
Okay, speaking of tougher travel spots, Hamilton Bridge.
Yeah, construction is definitely back in effect. We had a nice little hiatus from it through the holiday weeks, but you can see here those delays are definitely back in full effect here. A solid ride from the Major Deegan out to the George. That's because of construction at the George Washington Bridge. Upper level, couple lanes blocked. Lower level is completely closed. We've also got some planned track work going on with our subway line, so just double check before you head out there. This should wrap up within the next 30 minutes or so. And as a reminder, alternate side is in effect.
All right, Adele, thank you so much. This morning, the mystery of where 2023 went, it's solved. Just days into our new year, Times Square visitors noticed the big numbers that lit up on New Year's Eve. They were gone. Now, a spokesperson for the Times Square Alliance confirmed the numbers were taken down because they're doing construction at One Times Square. For now, the numbers are displayed on a digital screen. Those physical numerals, they'll return later in the year. Then as for the ball itself, which is a year-round attraction, people come to see it, it's going to remain on its perch, but it may not stay lit. 4:26 now. New York State opening the application process for bids. Stop breaking Yarrow, tracking our roads and rails. Storm Reporter's LaRosa is here with today's forecast. Welcome to 2023, everyone. Great to be back with you.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Good to be back with you.
So happy to see you. Yes.
What's happening?
Well, we tied a record high at Central Park yesterday, up to 66, definitely April-like. We have a little bit of a return to reality today in that it's starting to feel a little cooler. Mario M. Cuomo Bridge looking a little misty. There's a lot of drizzle, a lot of low cloudiness, and plenty of fog out there. We have it especially across central northern New Jersey through the Hudson Valley. Just count on visibility from time to time getting into that half-mile, three-quarter-of-a-mile range, and that includes in and around the city. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, as far as the steady rainfall goes, not seeing it. A lot of drizzle, but keep the rain gear handy because we have that chance for some drizzle or showers really through the day. But we get another batch definitely coming through by later on tonight. Note the temperatures, 53 degrees by noon this afternoon and evening. All right, let's get you out the door because, Dell, obviously not the best road conditions out there.
Yeah, definitely best to keep it slow and allow yourself some extra time. On top of that, we've got some construction that can also slow you down out there. First one being 78 eastbound. All lanes are closed. And allow yourself some extra time. On top of that, we've got some construction that can also slow you down out there. First one being 78 eastbound. All lanes are closed. Exit 55 out to exit 56. Van Wyck Expressway southbound side between exit slowdowns through the area and those cones set up there. So definitely allow some extra time there. And also George Washington Bridge, multiple lanes blocked both ways. Michael, back to you.
All right, Adele, thank you very much. This morning, the standoff over the House Speaker is entering its
64 miles per hour. More rain is in the forecast later this week. But wow, Maria, how quickly, and you talk about that all the time, how quickly that kind of thing can happen.
That's why we say turn around, don't drown. You don't know what's underneath that water. You don't know how deep the roadway condition. It's just not a good idea. And unfortunately, for the Pacific West Coast here, we're looking at a storm train, and so there's more coming. They get a brief reprieve today, but through the week, you can sort of tie that back all the way into the Pacific. So it's sort of this unending flow of moisture, and they've got a ton of mountain snow, the Sierra Nevada. This is a good thing in many respects because it's sort of money in the bank for their water supply come the spring and the summer. With that said, it's going to be tough there for the next few days. We have snow across the west, anything but snowy and wintry across the east. We're headed back to spring temperatures, and in fact, by middle of the week, it's not just mild, but we could be breaking some record highs. This ahead of that next front is going to give us a dose of some wet weather here, and still another quick little dose coming by on Thursday, but it is going to cool down after that, and it's going to feel more like January, and that January weather is going to stick around for a little bit. So enjoy the mild weather if you like to, and that's what we have today. Looking pretty quiet, looking gorgeous right now. The view from Brooklyn Heights, 50 degrees at Central Park. We do have spots outside the city that have dipped into the 30s, so a little bit of a morning chill. If the kids are back to school, just cloudy skies in some spots early on, but we'll get sun and clouds for the afternoon. 55 degrees by 3 o'clock, so get them outside again. It's going to be dry. We have rain-free conditions overnight tonight. Still mild by tomorrow morning, 46 degrees with a southerly wind, but then we start to see those rain chances increase by the middle of the day, but definitely north of town. So if I draw I-80 here and northward, it'll be periods of rain through tomorrow afternoon. We get a quick little break, another push coming into Wednesday, but you see those temperatures here Wednesday, near 60 degrees by lunchtime, headed up into the low 60s, which would be just a few degrees shy of a record come Wednesday. Those